everybody, Jerry Taggart here. Now be sure to watch Chris and Leicester Till I Die TV by subscribing on YouTube and following them on social media for all the latest Leicester City news and information. Come on, you foxes!
Good morning, fellow Fox fans. It's 11:30 just gone Monday morning. It's a daytime show. That's why I'm outside. If you believe that, you believe anything. Well, welcome along. It's the Europa League round of 32 draw live, and you are
watching Leicester Till I Die TV with Chris and Chums. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. All you need for everything Leicester City FC. It's Leicester Till I Die TV. Leicester Till I Die, now available on Spotify.
We are everywhere, and good morning to you. Hope you well. Hope you are still in high spirits after the game last night. Good game, good performance, and we are here for the draw this morning. Fingers crossed. Last night's post-match show, we did seem to hit a few gremlins and a few technical problems. Hopefully that might all be ironed out. Sure, you'll let me know if it's not. Pop in. We've got the draw coming up at 12 o'clock live. If you're watching us, this is where you can catch us live. We're on YouTube, which is Leicester Till I Die TV. And if you are watching on that, give that little subscribe button a click and join our followers. I would absolutely love you if you did that. Thank you very much. Periscope and Twitter at Leicester TID. Facebook group, Leicester Till I Die. There, yes, I'm back. Maybe the gremlins are back. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they've gone off for a Christmas holiday. But if you are on YouTube, please just click on that StreamYard link, and then we can see your name come up, and we know who it outs to. And if you want to watch this later on catch up, then yeah, you can do. It's either on the YouTube TV channel, or like I say, it's on the podcasts that we do. We're on all the major podcasts, and this looks like it's not working again, so my apologies for this. There we go. Finally, I don't know what's happening here. We're on Google, we're on Apple iTunes, we're on Spotify, we're on Anchor, and like I say, that is Leicester Till I Die. So it is the Europa League draw live. Like I say, hopefully this is going to work better today. It's coming up at 12 o'clock, and it's the last 32. And if it's not going to work very well, hopefully my European chum Mark can help me out. Let's get you in. Good evening. Oh, say good evening. That's a force of habit. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, mate. How are we doing?
Well, if this worked, I'd be a lot better. I don't know what's happening. I think I need to just go out and start all over again. Well, we've had the Champions League draw. I think Chelsea have probably gone as far as they're going to go with getting Atletico Madrid. Liverpool seem to get a German club every year, Leipzig, Man City, Borussia Mönchengladbach. So, but we are seeded in the draw that's coming up at 12. Looking forward?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? It's nice to be in Europe. Been nice to be in the Champions League draw, but it's Europe more the same. But yeah, it's exciting. Yeah. It's good. It's good for a team like Leicester for Leicester fans to be sitting watching the TV, seeing who we're going to get in the European Cup. It's fantastic.
I mean, I've got to ask you this, because I know the Champions League, it was a big miss. And, you know, to come so close, it didn't do Man United a lot of good pipping us and getting into it, did it? Would you sooner have got into the Champions League and maybe got knocked out because we'd got a difficult group? I mean, you never know, do you? Or would you sooner get into the Europa League, where technically, and no disrespect to them, but you would think there were sort of lesser teams, if you like, and possibly a chance of going further?
That's a good question. That is a very good question. I think if you look at it, when all cards on the table, if you at the start of a season, if you were given the option of getting into the Champions League or getting into the Europa League, you're going to pick the Champions League.
Yes.
But now we're in the Europa League, and I think we've got a fantastic chance of winning it. But I think my answer would probably be Champions League, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Just to get into the Champions League, it's one of those kudos things, isn't it? And yeah, even if we got knocked out, I'd still rather be in that and knocked out than going through all these games in the Europa League. There's a lot more games in the Europa League. So it's a difficult one. Fantastic question. For me, Champions League.
I agree. And I didn't realise there are more games because the Champions League that's just been drawn is for the round of 16. So they've got like say extra games. And I don't know, I think because we are a developing side, and I'm just going to say a good morning. I brought it up there. Hi, Simon Marsden, who's joined us on YouTube. Hi, Simon. Let us know what you think of the draw as we go through it. Keep posting there, mate. I just think we are a team in transition, and at the moment, I think we would do better in the Europa League, and maybe obviously next year get into the Champions League either via a top four or winning the Europa League.
One thing that's not for certain is getting into the top four in the Premiership. There's so many teams that are vying for that place. So for us to get in there would be fantastic. And listen, we've been in the Champions League already, and we got through the group, and we got through the next game, and then we were knocked out. It was a fantastic season when we were doing that. So it'll still be the Champions League for me. I understand what you're saying with the Europa League. You've got a better chance of winning it, but you might go all the way through it and then losing the final. It's one of those. You're playing all these extra games. I'll stick with the Champions League if I'm honest, and I do think we'll get there next season. That's
good. And we'll just have to go out and win the damn Europa League and get into the Champions League that way.
That's it. Well, that is one of the things. It's a route into the Champions League, isn't it? And
it is,
if you look at the teams that are left in, we can beat all of them. There's no team that we can't beat in there. If we're on our game, we can beat all of them. But it's like it is. It's whether you're on your game or not. So if we miss out on top four this season, but then we win the European Cup, fantastic. It's two routes in, so all good.
I mean, I didn't realise, and I was just looking this morning, that obviously I was very keen to finish top, and we were through anyway, but I wanted to finish top so that, again, you don't know. I mean, there are cup games. There's sort of, they're also not one-offs, the two-offs, so you never know what's going to happen. But by being seeded, we should, in essence, get a team that's not playing as well. But the seeded teams also play the second leg at home, so you always, seeded, you're away first leg, home second leg. I mean, that's got to be an advantage, hasn't it?
100%. Yeah, I saw that this morning. I got that written down myself.
Sorry, mate. I'm jumping on your thing here.
You're supposed to ask me for the facts, Chris, not take them off. To say. No, but you're quite right. Yes, they play second leg home, which I don't know if it's that big of an advantage or not, because you might be able to play home in the first leg and get 3 or 4-0 on the thing, then go away knowing you only need to draw or get a goal. It's weird. Most people would say that that's the best way to do it, being home in the second leg, and UEFA obviously think that it's of benefit. Otherwise, they wouldn't have added it.
I think it's one of those. I think if fans were in the grounds, yes, I think it is a big advantage. The only advantage I can see is maybe come February, when these games are going to be played, is some countries might have allowed fans back in.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example, we are going to Holland for the sake of anywhere, and they sort of restrict, reduce the COVID restrictions and allowing fans back in, and we still haven't. Yeah. I think if we were to go to their ground, second leg, and they'd got the fans in, that would be a disadvantage.
Yeah, 100%. It's tricky. Even like with the Premiership now, you've got home fans at some of the games, and yet you might not have the on the second leg, if you like, you might not have the fans. Surely that's a massive disadvantage. Do you know what I mean? Especially in Europe as well. You've got the travel in on top. Quite right again. That we might go to their place and they might have a few thousand fans in there, and they come to us and we've got nobody. That's got to be looked at, I would have thought, by UEFA. I don't see how that's fair at all, but you're quite right. And that's the way it's going to be.
I agree, but in the Premier League, it's happening, isn't it? I know it's only a couple of thousand at the moment, but it is what it is, and it's something we've got to work around. It's one of those. I mean, I'm just reading here, just for people's information. I don't mean to jump on your toes again here.
No,
have you got the dates there for the actual when the games are, or do you want me to read them out?
Yeah, you got Thursday, the 18th of February is when it starts, isn't it? And the second leg's on the 25th.
Yeah, so a bit of a break until it comes, which is, again, that's going to be good for us, because hopefully by the time those legs come round, we'll have a lot more players back.
Yeah, 100%, and we'll be second in the league.
I love this name. Welcome, FC Evil Genius. I'm loving your name already. I've no idea who you are, but nice one. Yo, back at you. And we've got here, is Soyoncho and Ricardo back on Thursday? I hope not, because if they're back on Thursday, they'll have missed the game because we're playing Everton on Wednesday. Sorry there, Evil Genius. You need to just check your sources there. No, we're playing Everton on Wednesday, and we don't know. Like I say, with the injuries at the moment, it's a case of see which team is announced. And if they are back, obviously they may not start anyway. But back to Europe with you. They said that sort of no team from Russia and Ukraine can be drawn together. It would be interesting to see if that was the final, what they would then do at that point.
Well, if the final would be in a neutral venue anyway, wouldn't it? I would have thought. So, where is the final being held?
That's a very good question. I'll get that. I'll get that information up. And
I'd assume it would be interesting if it was, say, if it's set to be in Russia, the final, or something like that, and them two got
No, it's Gdansk. I think it's Poland. Gdansk, I think.
Yeah. So that wouldn't be an issue anyway, because I think it's more of the two legs. They're not going to let any Russian fans travel to the Ukraine and vice versa for obvious reasons. We don't need to get into the politics of it. But yeah, I saw that as well. It would be interesting if they were, but they can't be drawn together. But the only way that could possibly cause an issue is if a team from both countries gets to the final, like you said.
That's very true, and I hadn't really thought that. Yeah, Poland's Gdansk Stadium will host the 2021 final.
Yeah.
And then Seville next year if we're still in it. So that's thrown me a little bit there. So we can't play any of our own teams, can we?
No. So the teams that we can't play against are any Premiership clubs. So Spurs, Man United, and Arsenal, and we can't face Braga either. As they was in our group. So so it's four teams we can't face, and obviously the other seeded clubs as well. A good thing, all the 5 British clubs are seeded, so Rangers included in that. So it's making for a good draw, I think.
Yeah. You said, have Man United not qualified in the Champions League? Have they dropped down? Oh dear, what a shame.
Who would have thought?
I'm just going to highlight that. We all know it, but we've got to highlight it. Matthew Bond, morning guys from Frankfurt. Morning, Matthew. Travelling again. Do you know something we don't? Are you camping out there ready, so you're sort of self-isolating in case we get a German team in the next round? He's not stupid, Matthew. He's ahead of this.
No, he's on it, isn't he? He's on it.
He is. But we got there, and we got out of our group easily at the end. I mean, although obviously it looks tight there, that was just for the top spot. We got through quite easily, and it makes good reading, doesn't it? Played 4, drawn 1, lost 1.
Yeah, it does. I mean, at the halfway point when we were on 10 points, we'd beaten Braga and we'd, etc. And it's kind of fizzled off a little bit. I can understand why it did, because then he started to rotate a bit more than what he did in the first 3 matches. So, yes, we're top at the end of the day, so I'm not going to moan about it. We're top. We got through as seeds. I'd just like to have seen us a lot more top, if you know what I mean. If you can get any more top than being top.
Yeah, double top.
I know what I mean.
That's another sport. You'd have liked to have seen us with a bigger gap and us have lost to Zoira, I think is what you're saying, if I get it right there. But you say double top, it's not dark. So I mean, look at that. I mean, we had excuse me 1 second. A bit of a cough there. We started off with the 3-0 against Zoira. It was a great start for us, wasn't it?
Yeah, fantastic. Like we said when we first started doing the show for the European games, it couldn't have been any kinder for us, really. We had a good group drawn, and we started against one of the lesser teams. It was all written for us. Really, it should have been a lot more easy than what it was. But the draw was good to us, and the way the games were being played was good for us as well. It made a nice easy start for us. Let's put it that way.
It did, and I mean, technically, it appeared to be against the easiest team. Although obviously there's never an easy team, but that can sometimes put pressure on itself at home to the bottom seeded team in the group, and we being Leicester, it was the potential banana skin.
No, 100%. Yeah, it would. If we'd have lost that game, it would have been a whole lot of different league, I think, because it would have been. But we didn't. We won the game. We went into the next game, etc. If we'd have lost that game, I'm not sure if we'd have done so well. Well, obviously we wouldn't because we'd had 3 points left. But I just mean the whole way that the group would have panned out. It would have put a lot more pressure on us. But winning that first game, it eased everybody in. We're back into Europe, and we can just crack on with the job in hand.
Yeah, and obviously the next game went away to Athens, started off well. They came back with a really early goal in the second half, but we held on. And then, of course, it was the third game, which was the big one, if you like, home to the the favourites in the group, to be honest with you, probably, Braga, and we dispatched them 3-0.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. It was they were supposed to be the hardest team in the league. It turned out to be because we both finished on the same points. But thumping them 4-0, and this is what I was trying to get at with the way we started and the position we was in after 3 games. For it to fizzle out like it did and only get another 4 points from the remaining 3 games, I can't moan because we're top. But if you just understand, we had every possibility of getting full maximum points from that group. Yeah. But I understand it. I understand that you have to give other players a game. But yeah, that was fantastic when we thumped them 4-0. I thought, yes, we're doing the business now. But yeah, it was a good game, that one.
Just replying there to Facebook user, no idea of your name. Stick your name at the end of these comments. I say, click on the StreamYard link so your name comes up. There's no charge. Just tell everybody there's no charge, no registration, no download to click on StreamYard, and that happens. It just brings up your Facebook details. You have to do it again, when you do the next chat. But I can say hi, Matthew, and all that. The draw, just to let you know, is at 12 o'clock, 10 minutes. And when that will start, if UEFA do it on time. But they did actually whiz through the Champions League draw, so we're hopeful of that. I mean, just going back to that game, like you say, it's almost like it was like one big match, if you like. I mean, if you look at last night's game, we were 3-0 up at half time. The second half, not that we took the foot off the pedal, but we didn't need to get out of second gear.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Remember years ago we played Derby and we got I think it was 4-0 sort of after about 20 minutes or something. It was all headers and everything. Then after that, nothing. Because when you get to that point, and I think it was a bit like that. We were there. We were virtually through. I think we only probably needed a point from the last 3 games to be in the top 2.
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're saying. I mean, last night's game, I was so frustrated because I wanted him to go and kill him off. I wanted him to be ruthless. I wanted another 9-0. I mean,
we all now, yeah.
Even at half time, we were 3-0 up. I went onto my betting site and I put us down to win 6-7-0. One for 6-0, one for 7-0, because I thought we're going to finish these off in style. And then they come out and they're passing it about, and I was getting so frustrated, which I shouldn't really be because it was a fantastic performance. But same with the UEFA group. But that's what Brendan said at the start. He wants to get out of the group as quick as he can, and then he will be able to concentrate on the league, knowing that the UEFA Cup's being dealt with. And that's how it's all panned out, to be honest. So we can't really grumble at what it was. It was a bit disappointing for it to fizzle away at the end there, but it is what it is. We finished top. Job done.
Yeah. Just a quick shout out there. I think it's got after European away images. I think it's probably any European away images from my site. Leicester Boys, Champions League and European Tours on Facebook. Can you give a mention? Up the Foxes. Giving you a mention there, mate. Hope you're doing well. All fellow Fox fans are always welcome. Right, we're just going to take a quick 5-10 second break, and we'll be back, and we'll talk Brendan.
Okay, mate.
Hi, Alan Smith here. Be sure to watch and listen to Chris on Leicester Till I Die TV. You can also subscribe on YouTube and various social media channels. Up the Foxes.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Alan. And we're back. I mean, as a manager, Brendan has had one of the toughest jobs this year. He's got European football. He's got Premier League football. We know, with the exception of Wolves, who sort of broke the voodoo, and it looks like we are as well, getting that Europa League space is almost like the kiss of death. Burnley qualified, they got Europa League, they struggled the next season. A lot of clubs have done that in this Europa League. And on top of all that, we've had the worst or equal worst with Liverpool injury crisis in the Premier League this season. Brendan, credit where credit's due, fantastic job.
Yeah, he's managed the situation well, hasn't he? But if you want to be a top club and you want to be competing with your Man Cities, your Liverpools, your Chelseas, your Man Uniteds, you're going to have to play in the European Cups. They seem to manage it. So are we a little club anymore? No, we're not. We're a progressive big club. That's what we are. And we need to be in these competitions and proving that we can go deep into these competitions and move forward. And Brendan's very good at managing the team. Sometimes you think, oh, what's he playing at? But it always seems to come good. It all seems like the Arsenal match and the Man City. I mean, how many of us at the start of the Man City game, when you saw the lineup, think that the final score was going to be what it was? So he knows what he's doing, and he's being touted for other jobs. So we've got a class manager in at the minute, and people need to get behind him because he knows what he's doing, and it's paying dividends.
It is. I mean, my son said this morning, he was linked with Man United last week. I think he's been linked with Arsenal this morning. He's going to be linked, and we knew this when we got him, in fairness, he's going to be linked with any club, a reasonably top club, that is having problems with the manager or are struggling. Yeah, I don't think he'll go. I think he knows, I think he knows here he's got the project on. I think he'll go eventually, don't get me wrong. Unfortunately, we have to accept we are in that pecking order. We're still sort of in the middle, and it will happen. But I don't think it's going to happen this season, and I don't think it would happen
down the line
for a few seasons, but further down the line. But yeah, I mean, we're always, like you say, we look at the team sometimes and go, what the hell, Brendan, what are you doing? He's got it right. He's changing players to give them a rest, and like you say, we've had probably 4 or 5 of our top players out.
Yeah, he's doing a fantastic job. The one what he did get wrong was the Fulham game. 100% he got that wrong. We shouldn't be playing that defensive or set up that defensive against a team like Fulham. We're so much better when we're on the front foot and we're attacking sides, and that's why we can beat the bigger teams, because they will come at us. So I think he got that one wrong, but that's probably the only time I'd criticise him. He's going to get linked to these jobs. I'm surprised Mikel Arteta hasn't been sacked already. I think that's coming. And I'm sure that Brendan Rodgers will get linked to that job. I'm sure Ollie ain't going to be there next season, so I'm sure he'll get linked to that job. But if he's got anything about him, he's got any brains on him, he'll stick with what he's got, because we are going places. We've got a fantastic stadium. We've got fantastic training facilities. We've got a crop of young players. He knows that he's at a good club. So let's just see what happens when a big job comes up.
I think the training ground might be opening today, actually. It might be the big opening, but
he's travelling
the
down.
European tour, I think, taking over that. But yes, like you say, yes, he will, and he's got to be careful. He's not going to be linked as a ship jumper. He jumped from Celtic. I know he'd done well there, but in fairness, probably most people could do well there. It's only 2 teams, but I think he's slowly going to build his reputation up, and he would get more, or any manager would get more, to come into Leicester. I mean, Ranieri. Let's have a look at Ranieri, for example. He came into Leicester and won the title with us. If he'd have come back and gone to Arsenal, let's say, and Ranieri managed Arsenal to the league, yes, it would have, it would have been good for him and what have you, but he wouldn't have got him as much credit and prestige as it was as doing it with Leicester. And I think it's the same with Brendan.
Yeah, it's exactly what you're saying. If he's got any sense, he'll stay where he is for a good 2 or 3 seasons more. Yes. I wouldn't be any manager to take that Man United job would be balmy at the minute, because they're not the force that they used to be. That needs somebody like a Pep Guardiola type person to go in, given a load of cash, and then do it that way. Ollie's out of his depth, let's be honest, and Mikel Arteta's being found out at Arsenal. But I think Brendan will stay. I think he likes it here. He seems to fit nicely with what we are, who we are, and the way we're going forward. So we'll see. We'll see when a big job comes up. That's the only time we're going to be able to tell.
I'm a little bit torn with United and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm just looking now, and I can see that they're starting all the Europa League logos on BT. So I think the draw's on its way. But you've got a manager. I mean, I like Ollie. I liked him as a player. I don't dislike him as a manager. You know, I think Man United have got to accept they may be having to do what Liverpool is, and that is go through a few barren years. But it depends how barren that barren is going to be. Is it going to be a barren Man City where you drop down to the third tier? Or is it going to be a barren Liverpool where you just have a few years not win anything? And they're saying that, you know, yes, he's dropped down at the Champions League, blah, blah, blah. But he still got them to fourth last season.
Yeah.
They're still in the top 5 or 6. So it isn't all, it's doom and gloom, I suppose, if you're a Man United fan that's only supported them for about 10 years. But in the big scheme of things.
I'll tell you what, though, if he were to go, and if he did get his head turned, Man United would be the place that would suit him best, I think, just because they've got a lot of young talent there. And he works good with young talent, let's be honest. And I think that would be a good fit for him. Would he go? I don't know. I think it would be very, very interesting to see if Ole gets sacked or Mikel Arteta gets sacked, see if he's linked, see how heavily he's linked, and see if he goes. It would be interesting. But I wouldn't want it to happen, let's be honest. I mean, to see how the season
Matthew said here, and we forget this, that he won't go yet, but remember, he's not a Leicester fan. And we have to remember that with players as well. You know, some players, they've left, and letting them go Canty the way he left and everything. But he isn't a Leicester fan. To them, it's just a job, like us changing jobs.
Yeah, no, he's not a Leicester fan at all. Of course, he's not. But he's not a silly man either. He's a very clever man, and he knows when he's got it good. And at the minute, he's got it good. He's building his reputation. He can only win in anybody's eyes. If he gets Leicester in the top 4, then that's a win. So he's only going to build his reputation by staying with us.
Yeah. Good morning to whoever this is. As I say, please stick your names at the end so we can give you a shout out. Morning from Preston. And I presume that's Preston as in the place, not Preston as a name. And if it is Preston as a place, welcome along. I used to spent 20 years of my life either side of Preston, in Blackpool, Blackburn and Burnley. So I went all around Preston, but never actually lived in Preston. Hey, Blackpool was... it was a dump at the time. It probably still is, to be honest with you. But my God, as a 21-year-old single lad, it was better. It was either that or Solihull in Birmingham. Those were the 2 jobs I was offered as a manager. Blackpool won. But yeah, I think, like you say, I think I would have said years ago that coming to Leicester, you're not got a job for life, but you know how quickly the top teams go through the managers, and Ollie's been given longer probably than a lot of managers have. But let's face it, recently, Leicester have had a bit of a reputation of getting through managers, haven't they?
But that all comes with expectations, doesn't it? That's how it all comes. We are a big club. Despite what anybody says, we are a big club, and that's what happens when you've got the expectation that you have to finish in a certain position, or you should be finishing this and going far into cup competitions. And that's why we've got a turnaround of manager, and we've got owners that are highly ambitious, and they're not gonna have a manager just sit there for the sake of it. If they feel it's not working, they are not afraid to move on and get somebody else in.
Yeah. I was going to say, when you plan to say something and you mind, because I'm watching the telly at the same time, which is a bit awkward because it's at a right angle to me, so I'm kind of turned. I forgot what I was totally forgot what I was going to say. Oh, that was it. I was talking to the Everton fan, and because of the way that the matches have fallen, we did the Everton opposition view before we'd even played the Brighton game. And very similar to Leicester, similar size. Promised big things for I mean, they've had a few good seasons in the history, but they've always been there or thereabouts. And we both sort of said this top 6, and I mentioned it briefly last night with Julian and Brad. This top 6 thing, it is what it is. They are always be deemed, because we're going to suddenly have success. They're not suddenly going to say Arsenal aren't a big 6 club. Arsenal will always be a big 6 club. What we've got to do, and the likes of Everton, is make it a big 7 and a big 8.
Yeah, I think we're classed at the minute as the best of the rest. So the top 6 are always the top 6 in Sky's eyes. in most people's eyes, Liverpool, Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Tottenham. And I do think that we are considered the best of the rest. And it's
right. I'm gonna cut in now because we're going to take a quick break, and they have gone over. I think they're going to start any second. And Tony, hello.
You are watching Leicester Till I Die TV with Chris and Chumps. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. All you need for everything. You are watching Leicester Till I Die TV with Chris and Chumps. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest. All you need for everything Leicester City FC. It's Leicester Till I Die TV. Now available on Spotify.
Yeah, just going through the draw chat, which is probably going to take a while. They've done it quite quickly. I was quite impressed with it. But these are who we could possibly face. These are the teams that we could face. You've got some big names in there. You got Red Star, Kiev, Olympiacos, Salzburg, Benfica, Real Sociedad. There's some big names in there, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. I mean, I wrote a few down that I wouldn't really want to be facing straight off the bat, and that would be Benfica, Real Sociedad, and Lille. I'd like to steer clear of them if possible, but I think they're the only ones that could cause us a problem in this round. I'd like to face one of the other ones if I'm honest, but definitely stay clear of Benfica and Real Sociedad for sure.
Right, I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Go on.
Because that's my job, and I can remember, be careful what you wish for, because I'm old enough to remember when we got Wickham in the cup, and it was the quarterfinals, and they were the only team outside the Premier League that was still in there, and they were or First Division, whatever it was at the time, and they were in the third tier, and I said, Wickham Wanderers at home would be the ideal draw we want, and we got it. And of course, what they did to us was history, and they didn't even have a recognised striker. So be careful what you wish for. But, excuse me again, out of all those teams, your ideal draw?
Well, I had a dream last night, so I know.
Hang on, we're going to have a speech, are we?
I know who we're going to be facing. I know who we're going to be facing already, and that's Young Boys. That's who we're going to be facing. So that's it.
Excuse me. Right, let's just take this step at a time. You had a dream last night about Young Boys.
Yeah. Don't go there. I had a dream. I had a dream, Kiss. Let's not turn this into a different kind of channel. I had a dream that we will be facing the football team, Young Boys, in the next round of the UEFA Cup.
Thank you
very however much. You want, my friend.
Thank you very much for clarifying that for me.
Who do you reckon then, Chris?
Well, I was actually, I've thought we at some point, and they're not in there, they're obviously a seeded group. I've got this feeling at some point we are going to draw Hoffenheim. Yeah. And that Kramaric is going to score the winner against us, which would really hurt me, because I absolutely, I liked him when he played for us at that time when we were doing the Great Escape. I don't think he had the chance. He's proved how good he is. And yeah, I know it's the German league. I know it's not the Premier League, etc., etc. But he didn't get the chance. And when he was brought on, more than anybody else, he wasn't shot shy. You know, he might not have got there. Right. He was prepared to sort of, to have a go at them. But they're not in the next round. So if you're going to tie me down, and that's another channel again, isn't it? There's a couple of them there that I've never even heard of. Krasnodar and
Turkish.
Pellets. I'm going to go. I would probably, out of those, Olympiacos.
Yeah, I thought that as well. That if I didn't have my dream, then Olympiacos would be the one that I would want. But I've had my dream, so I know it's going to happen. So there we go.
I only say that because I do know that they are. They're a Greek team. We played a Greek team, so we kind of know, and we've got it. But here we go. Giorgio Marchetti is just having a few words there.
That's good knowledge. I didn't even know that was.
No. You got the draw up, I think, on your
I'm on the UEFA's website, so I've just got him standing next to the cup now, and then it's imminent. Any second now we're going to start the draw. I would have thought. If you can't get it, if you've not got BT Sports, anybody that's watching this, you can go onto the website UEFA TV and you can see the draw there. watch along with us.
Yeah, and I'm sure if that Sky, BBC, any of the other plans will actually be, although not showing it live, they will be reporting it live.
Yeah, 100%
on that. And it's still going. I mean, I had Amazon last night, and I, like I think a lot of people, I was telling them to go and get the free 1 month's Prime. In fact, even Amazon was saying, get it, have your free month in December, get all your deliveries free for Christmas.
Yeah.
And you get that's when they have the most matches. And I thought it was a really better than Sky. If you're in the group, which I'm sure most of you are, you'll have seen my rant this morning about Amazon, BT, and Sky. But I did like Amazon's coverage. Krasnodar are Russian. Thanks a lot, Brad. Thanks for letting us know about that. But now you say it, it sounds obvious, really. And Matthew here saying Martin Lau the King. I don't know how it was from your speech there. But we're getting a bit of the
Manish.
Yes, yeah, we've got the bit of a. My little, hang on, is my link? My link isn't working on the website. It's a good job I've got the telly on, isn't it? Oh, we are.
I think we're very close now. With regards to the Amazon, I've done that as well. And if you actually sign up, there's another 2 Leicester games on in December. So aside from the Sky
matches,
the
Boxing Day one, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got another 2 matches that will be shown on there.
One is, and Everton on Wednesday. That's a
big game. That one, big game. It's a big game because if we can beat them, then we get a little bit more distance from the rest of them, and that's what we want to be doing is creating a bit of a buffer from the top 4 downwards. And Everton are certainly one of them teams that will be there or thereabouts.
And they have got the top goal scorer in the side at the moment, but they're the team, and the fans said they're the team that they want to be us. They see themselves as us this year. They've got a good manager there. In Ancelotti.
Yeah, fantastic manager. Fantastic manager.
Yeah, always linked with Leicester, and God knows, why he never showed any interest. But they are looking to do what we have done, and I thought they were going to this season. They started off really well. At the
dropped
top
off
of
a little bit, haven't they? They've dropped off quite a bit.
Yes,
but they're still there. They're only 2 or 3 points behind us, so it's still all to play for.
Very quickly, because I think they're going to stop talking. Maybe get their hands in the thing and get. And start drawing some names. It was so unlike Leicester yesterday that everybody around us dropped points, and we actually managed to take advantage of it.
Yeah, it was good, wasn't it? I was on Facebook a couple of times. So I think I put that the Spuds were losing or drawing, which was good for us. And then I was quite happy about the Crystal Palace as well. So everything went for us this weekend, and for once. We've managed to get the 3 points, because usually what happens is everything goes for us and then we end up freaking losing as well. But that's part and parcel of being a Leicester fan.
And I'm still in shock, and I had to pinch myself. Jeffrey Schlupp scored. I mean, what the hell?
I know. He played well.
All about.
He played well in that game. He really did. I used to like Jeffrey Schlupp. I thought he was next Heskey, but it wasn't to be.
I think he had the speed. He had the speed of Heskey, but he had the kicking and finishing and aiming the prowess of Kasper Schmeichel.
Yeah, we'll go with that. They don't take the time, don't they, on these draws? I don't know what they're talking about.
This is longer. This is longer than the. We were well into the draw for the Champions League. They did that a lot quicker.
Yeah, I mean, I've just watched the other draw, and that was done within 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're doing.
They can make a 5-minute draw last 5 hours.
Yeah, we've got to make a show out of it, haven't they?
God, when they do the main draw, the first draw, obviously, and there's so many teams, and you've got like 10 pots of balls, and then they get in between each round. They're interviewing some player that you've never heard of from out in Mongolia or somewhere. It goes on longer than the X Factor series.
I hope Man United and Arsenal get tricky, especially Spurs as well, get tricky draws. I'd like to see them tied up against Benfica and Sociedad and Lille and teams like that, and just get a nice one. Well, I know who we're getting anyway, don't I? But
you do.
I'd like to see them get a tricky route.
Yes. Right. Are they actually going to do
Yeah,
this?
it looks like they're ready now. They're showing the seeded teams, which has just come up, which are Roma, Arsenal, Bayer Leverkusen, Rangers, Eindhoven, Napoli, ourselves, AC Milan, Villarreal, Tottenham Hotspur, Genk Dynamo, Hoffenheim, Manchester United, Club Brugge, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Ajax.
Right. I think it's really unfair. I've said this myself many times. It's really unfair that you fail in one competition, so you go down to the next one,
yeah.
and you were still seeded.
It just makes it's a UEFA thing, isn't it? It makes the UEFA Cup a bit more plausible, doesn't it? That's what they're trying to do. It's UEFA, Chris. You should expect no less.
I don't. I'm not used to this European football. You see, I'm not, well, I was hoping we were going to start talking about who the draw was, but
no. Well, I think they're about to go now. So
yeah. So, guys, if you're watching and comment, we had a couple there comment. Somebody said Red Bull. Who do you think will get? Who do you want us to get more than anything? Tell us who you think it will be. We're just now going. You see, they're behind us. We've already said the unseeded teams, and they're now announcing it.
So Wolfsberger, they're the first team that have been drawn.
I think I've got a delay on BT Sport then.
Yeah. So we could draw these. It won't be because we're going to be facing young boys, but they're going to draw the seeded team next. So Wolfsberger are the first team out.
Oh, I'm going to turn the telly off. They're still talking on the telly.
Hey, yeah, I'm in, mate. Go to the website, UEFA TV.
I've got that on as well. I'm multitasking here. My wife never knew I could do two things at once. I was very good at doing two things at once, as long as one of them wasn't with her.
So the balls have been mixed. Wolfsberger, that's the first team that's been drawn. They're unseeded, and the seeded team that's been drawn against them. If he can get his little egg open. Here we go. It's like a Kinder Surprise.
Oh, they've caught up on BT Sport, I think.
Have they? And it's Tottenham.
It's Tottenham.
Tottenham.
They haven't caught up. So Wolfsberger against Tottenham.
That's it. That should be easy route through for Tottenham. There should be no problems for Tottenham in that one.
They shouldn't worry about that, should they?
No, not at all. That's a nice draw.
Right, I tell you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to give up on this, and I'm going to let you announce them as they're pulled out, because you were obviously ahead of me, even on the website.
So, Dynamo Kiev, they're the next team that have been drawn. They're the unseeded team, so another one that we could be facing. I think after every unseeded team that's drawn, they seem to be collecting a load of balls from the other parts to put into the other parts of it. So see who can get it.
Oh, you see, I'm just watching in. I'm just watching Tottenham Hotspur.
No, we're just about to draw the second one. So Dynamo Kiev have been drawn as the unseeded team. And we're just about to mix up for the seeded team now. So again, we could be drawn here. Dynamo Kiev, I wouldn't want to go there, to be honest.
No. It's Ukraine again, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a journey. But they're going to be drawn against Club Brugge.
Oh.
So of no interest to us at all.
No.
But the second draw is Dynamo Kiev versus Club Brugge. Now they're drawing another unseeded team. So if this is young boys, we're next.
I think when they draw
Real Sociedad.
Oh, Sociedad, brilliant.
Real
I think when
Sociedad.
they take these balls out of the other pots, I think that they've obviously got those pots like, all those are in the same country as that guy that's just come out. So
I think that's what they're doing.
That's why they do it,
Yeah. So this is probably one of the most difficult draws that you could get from the unseeded teams. Real Sociedad, they're doing fantastically in the Spanish La Liga. This would not be a good draw if we were to get these, in my eyes. So this is the third match. Real Sociedad is just collecting the other balls. We can be drawn. I hope we don't, because this is probably the most trickiest. And Sociedad will be playing. I don't know, I've take the time, do they?
You don't, well, I do. Again, I've turned the telly off.
Manchester United. Fantastic draw.
Oh, well done. I am suddenly, tonight, Matthew, I'm a Sociedad supporter. It's easy for you to say.
That is
even on the website,
the most difficult draw that you could have got, and Man United have got them, so that's fantastic. I'm happy with that.
I'm giving up, and I am relying on you. As I say,
no problem. No problem. So the next unseeded team, Benfica. This will be another very difficult draw. Should we get them? We won't, because we're playing young boys. That's still to be confirmed.
And if not young boys, Olympiacos.
Yeah.
I have a dream.
So yeah, Benfica have been drawn. Now they're collecting from the other pots to be mixed up to see who they're going to be playing. So we've got Villarreal, Ajax still to be drawn, Hoffenheim, Donetsk, ourselves. Still some good teams to be drawn. I'm so happy about that Man United draw. That's possibly, well, it is. That's the hardest team they could have got, and they've got them. So all good. So the seeded team.
Do we want Sociedad to win so they leave Man United in, who are a weaker team and we could probably beat?
Yeah, probably, yeah. So
there's a lot of kicking a team when they're down, is there? Especially when it's Man United.
Benfica have been drawn against Arsenal. Fantastic.
Ooh. That is good. There's only us left now as the English team, I think, isn't there? Oh no, we've got Rangers.
We've got Rangers, but they're British, aren't they? So the two big teams really are the unseeded, Benfica and Sociedad. They've drawn Arsenal and Man United, which I think is fantastic, because there's every chance that either of those teams could knock one of them two out.
Yeah, I think Ollie must be crying into his hanky now, and Mikel Arteta must be wishing he'd never left Man City.
Well, I've never heard of this team, Chris, but they've just been drawn. Cervena Zvezda, whoever they are.
Okay.
FK Cervena Zvezda. Got no idea where they are. But I'll take it.
I'm glad you said that. If you've noticed, I've kept very quiet on the pronunciation there.
So they've been drawn. All the balls are in for the seeded team. I've never heard of these, so it must be an easy draw because I've never heard of them in my life.
I'll have to put the kibosh on it.
Yeah, no, we're playing young boys anyway. So they're just pulling out the seeded team now.
If we get young boys, I'm going to fall off my chair.
AC Milan.
Oh, okay.
So Cervena Zvezda will be playing AC Milan.
I mean, they're not what they used to be, AC Milan, are they? You know, in fairness, they got.
Well, to be fair, Chris, they're top of the Italian league, and they're playing really well.
Are they?
So, yeah.
Because weren't they? They were embroiled in a betting scandal, I think, and would drop down a couple of leagues, if I remember.
Was that AC? I'm not sure if it was.
I think that was AC, or was it
probably so. Yeah, you might well be right, but I know that they're top of the Italian league now, and they're playing well. So Royal Antwerp. They've just been drawn.
There you go. Brad, this is Brad Hicksy Hicks. Welcome, Brad. That one you can pronounce. Of course, it's Red Star Belgrade.
Oh, yeah. They do all the funny names on here, don't they?
Yes.
Instead of what they're actually called, Red Star Belgrade. So Royal Antwerp, they've been drawn as the unseeded team. And the seeded
thanks
team.
so much for that, Brad.
Yeah, cheers, Brad. Thank you.
Yeah.
And playing Royal Antwerp will be... Rangers FC. That's a tricky tie for Rangers. Royal Antwerp.
Not easy, is it?
No, not at all. That good matchup actually. That would be a good game. I'm sure that will be on the telly somewhere.
Yeah.
Not a bad draw, that one. Rangers have got it all to do to get through them, I think. Slavia Prague are next. It's from the Czech Republic. So it's a few teams that they could still be facing: Roma, ourselves, Napoli, Eindhoven, Villarreal, Hoffenheim still to be drawn, Ajax still to be drawn, and Genk Dynamo still to be drawn. So Slavia Prague.
Give us a song while we're waiting, Brad. Mark, I mean, sorry, talking to Brad there.
You definitely ain't get the song now. You've called me Brad. Leicester City. That's who we're playing.
So we've got Slavia Prague.
Slavia Prague. Not bad.
Right. Thoughts on that then?
Not bad at all. Should be able to get through that one. No problems there. I shouldn't have thought. Czech Republic away, tricky. But we'll go there first, and then we'll come back and play the home game. It's not a bad draw, Chris. To be honest, we could have got worse. I think Man United, Arsenal have got far more difficult tasks than us. Slavia Prague, I'll take that every day of the week. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be careful because, like you say, as I said before, with the old Wycombe Wanderers thing, you got to be careful what you wish for. And it's okay, I guess, looking at some of these teams, thinking, oh, you know, who are they? They're going to be easy. A bit like Zoira, you know nothing about them, and because you know nothing about them and you've not heard about them, you think that it's going to be easy, and it's not. But Slavia Prague, we have heard of them. I'm not overly disappointed, to be honest with you.
No, it's a good draw. We should get through on paper, like you say. You can't. Sorry, the next two was Salzburg and Villarreal. That's the next two that have just been drawn. But no, going back to it, you can't take any of it lightly. We know that now. Zoroya, they shouldn't have beaten us. They did, and it's what happened. So, we shouldn't be taking it lightly. But on paper, we should be going through quite comfortably, I would have thought. Braga have just been drawn as one of the seeded teams.
Who are they playing?
Unseeded team, sorry.
Unseeded, all right. You had me wondering then, yes.
Yeah, unseeded, so obviously they were second in our group.
Yes.
And I think all the English teams have been drawn now, haven't they? British teams.
They have, yeah. Yeah.
So they will be playing. Can't be anybody from their own country.
Is anybody else hating this new Facebook layout? Because it's making running this group a pain in the arse. If you're actually watching this Facebook, what the fuck did you do to it? Because if you have fucked it up, basically, the
AS
old
Roma, Chris. Braga were playing AS Roma.
That's a difficult one. So yeah, I'm going to have a rant because Facebook is shit at the moment. So get your act together and get it back to what it was. But
Krasnodar, not from Turkey but from Russia. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah. Right.
It's a difficult team, you know. That's I've looked into Krasnodar a little bit because I do a lot of football betting, and I always put them down to win, and they always seem to come good for me. So they've obviously got something about it.
Prague would be a nice if everything is lockdown free come February. It's not a bad place to go to, Prague, is it?
No, it'd be nice, wouldn't it?
No. Anybody that's watching, guys, if you're watching, let us know what your thoughts are. We've got Prague, first leg away on the 18th, second leg back at the KP on the 25th of February. Are you happy with it? I think me and Mark are.
Yeah, most definitely. Krasnodar, Chris, they're playing GNK Dynamo. There's not many to be drawn now. I think there's only 3 or 4 more ties. Then we've got the young boys. So
your dream.
Whoever put that into my head last night, thank you.
It wasn't a nightmare.
Do you know what? I'd have loved it. I'd have loved it if they'd have drawn young boys and then Leicester. That would have been brilliant, wouldn't it?
I'd have bought you a pint, mate. I'd have bought you a pint.
So, young boys, they're the unseeded team that's been drawn. We shouldn't have that many ties left, I don't think.
There's 32, so there's 16.
Yeah.
We've actually got about 7 ties left still to go.
Is there?
Yes. But
so they're going to be playing Bayer Leverkusen.
Bayer Leverkusen.
German team. I think they're I think they're not doing too good this season. It's either Bayer Leverkusen or who's the other one. I think they're about 4th, 5th in the division.
I think probably now that all the British teams and especially Leicester have been drawn out, well, let's just have a quick look. I think we can probably leave the rest of the draw for now.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Let's have a look at what's happened, and we'll go through. We'll come to Leicester at the end because they were the last game out. Tottenham, Wolfsburg. It's not going to be easy for them, but they shouldn't be too disappointed with that, should they?
No, I'm sure Mourinho will be happy with that one. They should get through that without a problem, I would have thought. Nothing to worry about there. Tottenham have got a good draw, definitely.
Yeah. Now we'll come on to the two sort of, like you say, made us smile draws. Man United, Real Sociedad.
The Real Sociedad were a team that I did not want to get under any circumstances. For the simple fact, they're in a rich vein of form. They're right up there in the Liga. They're splitting the big teams. I think they're 2nd or 3rd at the minute. They are playing fantastic football and they are doing the business. So they're a team in form, and that would have been my top of the list who I don't want to get. So I'm glad that they've been drawn against the mighty Man United and our slabhead.
Yeah. Every time anybody mentions Man United, and I have saved it. You saw the rant that I put up from the guy that did the Man United podcast about Harry Maguire. I've saved that because we've got Man United coming up in December, and I'm going to play that on the opposition view. I always did that, but God bless him. Arsenal, Benfica again. Squeaky bum time for them with their
I can see Arsenal. I can see Arsenal going out. I really can. They're not playing very well. The team's a bit of a mess. Aubameyang's not playing well. There seems to be something going on there. I think they were all buying into Arteta when he first come, but I'm not so sure many of them are buying into him now. And I think that's a tricky opponent in Benfica, and I can see Arsenal crashing out.
That said, in Europe, I think they were the only team or one of the only teams that were unbeaten.
Yeah, but they haven't played anybody yet. And Benfica is certainly a team that are not going to be sitting back and be scared of Arsenal. Benfica will have a go, and I think Arsenal are there for the taking at the minute. So, I can see them going out.
And our old friends north of the border, Rangers, doing very well this season under Steven Gerrard, doing a bit like an AC Milan, dropped down a few divisions because of improprieties. And again, that's easy for you to say. Come back, had a season back in that top league. Celtic struggling. I think they're going to stop Celtic going for the all-time record. Steven Gerrard's doing all right. He won't be afraid of that draw, will he?
No, it's a good draw. I think they're pretty even, those two teams. It'd be a good one to watch, that one. Steven Gerrard's got them obviously top of the Scots Prem. He's got a young team there. I think he got rid of some of the old heads and he's got some young, fresh legs in there. Good draw. That's a 50-50 for me. Either one of those could go through. I'd like to see Rangers go through, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them go through, and I'd like to play them somewhere along the line, because that would be a fantastic match of football.
That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be. There's something about those games that it just gets it going, gets your blood flowing through those veins. And then finally, of course, Leicester. Now, I was on TalkSport yesterday morning, and the guy said to me, "What do you hope for?" Max Rushton, the host, said, "What do you hope for Leicester this season?" And I said, "Well, in the Europa League, I've just got this feeling we can go all the way, but I think it's quarterfinals for us at least." And that draw hasn't scared me.
No, neither me. It's a draw. I'm always the optimist, and we should be beating them. But I've been brought back down to earth a little bit with some of the teams, especially Zoraya, doing a number on as a smash and grab. It shouldn't be of any worries to us. Brendan won't be worried about that draw, nor should he be. We should quite comfortably go through to the last 16, I would have thought.
Well, fingers crossed. We've got to wait now till February.
And in such time, I'll do some research on them and see what I can dig out. And then when we do our next show before the game, I'll have everything you need to know about Slavia Prague.
You will be our Slavia Prague. By the way, can I just say, don't be thinking about booking any flights and sort of sending me the bills and putting it through on expenses.
Oh yeah.
This doesn't include any fact-finding missions. We're not.
There was a good draw at the end there, Chris. I don't know if you spotted it. Lille are playing Ajax. I think that's not a bad draw. That one. That's a good game.
I think they could see some one of those going out would do everybody else a favour, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 100%. But sum it up, Chris. I'm happy that Arsenal and Man United have got tricky ties. And I'm happy with the team that we've got. We should be quite comfortably in the last 16 now. So all good. Happy days.
All good in the hood, as they say. But we're not getting rid of you completely. You don't think that you're going off and having a break until February and put your feet up. And I can't afford to furlough you.
No.
So just to let people know, on the 30th of December, you're going to be back with a special pre-transfer window show. Hopefully it's on the 30th, so people won't be getting too drunk until the following night. But we're going to be looking at players on that one, a special players, that one or two that might be coming in, but mainly Leicester players that might be going out. I mean, there's the obvious ones such as Gray.
Yeah.
But your friend Inacho, you might think it's time for him to move on. Perez, we'll wait and see what you think. But you're going to give us your thoughts on which Leicester players we could offload.
Yeah, like you just said, we'll have a look at players that are on the fringe who perhaps could do with benefit of going elsewhere, whether that be full-time contract or on loan. We'll have a look at that. And then moving into January, we'll have a look at potentials coming in. So we'll do that once a week, and I'll pick a few players for us to have a look at and what we think about them. So I'll be keeping busy in January, and we'll see you at the end of December.
So that's every Wednesday. Every Wednesday during January, so there'll be the 4. We'll be doing the transfer window, and you're gonna have what Leicester are like. We're going to be linked with everybody.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
The dog. So it's going to be good for you to whittle it down to sort of just 3 a week, 3 or 4 a week. Good luck with that, mate.
Yeah, no problem.
I have a feeling you might need it. But thanks very much. We will see. We've probably got we're normally going to do a couple of specials, but of course we've got Christmas coming up. So I will speak to you before then, but officially on the channel, have a very good Christmas.
All right, no problem. Thanks everybody, and we'll see you soon.
Brilliant. Have a good one. Hope Santa fills your stocking, mate.
Cheers, mate. You too.
Okay, mate. Take care. So thanks very much to Brad. So it is Slavia Prague. I'm off now to do some stuff for the site and get all the details up. Could have been worse. Could it have been better? I don't know. Like I've said, the easy teams that you think, oh yeah, we'll have them. They're easy because we've never heard of them. Can be, proper banana skins. We will be back. We'll be back tomorrow night, 7:30, with the Tuesday preview show with my chat chum Craig, and we'll be looking ahead to the Everton game. If you want to watch this, we are all over the place. Don't forget, you can catch us on Catch Up on YouTube, Leicester Till I Die TV. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Would love you forever. And of course, if you want to listen to us and while you work, any podcast there, the main ones, Spotify, Google, Apple, Anchor, Leicester Till I Die, we are on that. But you can see down that side there, all the places we are. You can't avoid, you try and avoid us, switch the channel, we're still there. Guys, thanks a lot for watching in. Let us know on Facebook, on Twitter, what you think of the draw. Not a bad one, I don't think. Mark is quite happy with that as well. Are you happy? Let us know on the Facebook. See you tomorrow night, 7:30. for the preview show for Everton. Stay safe. Don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy. And after that, I will say goodbye.
Hi, this is Chris from Leicester Till I Die. Thank you for watching and listening. Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Don't do anything I wouldn't enjoy. Thanks for watching Leicester Till I Die. This is Chris saying goodbye and see you next time.
Shut up and sit down.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.